on pretty good defensive effort, I thought, as a team, and really proud of that because we've been really preaching that and working hard to get to that point and see that pay off a little bit. I would like to start by just saying that I thought it was a spectacular effort from Taya Miller to play 32 minutes with the kind of pressure that she played and not have a single turnover in the game. You know, she impacts the game with 9 rebounds and you know, the points that she scores and that kind. But to have 3 assists and no turnovers, that was a big key. When we played at their place, I think their pressure kind of got to us a little bit. We had some uncharacteristic turnovers. For her to come out of that game with no turnovers and for our team to only have 9 was a very good job of taking care of the basketball.
I know the last time I was down here was Omaha, and I noticed that you today you had got big production from Kelly Stewart, and Nicole Seekamp is really, I think, back pretty strong health-wise. She looked really good today. The offense and was in a much better rhythm, especially when Ty and her were on the floor together. Can you talk about those 2 players specifically, about how much they've added to the overall strength of your team?
Well, yeah, I mean they're both great players and they're both capable scorers. That, you know, we've known that every time that they were as they were sitting over on the side, it was a little frustrating to know what they could be bringing to the table, but to be able to see that back on the floor and see them starting to kind of get a little bit more into kind of a rhythm and groove, and that's a good thing for our team. It just adds, you know, I think that the other players should be commended for kind of, you know, being the glue that kept us together through that stretch, and I thought we really learned a lot during that time period. And now when you can add Nicole and Kelly, who are 2, you know, very capable scorers and very good rebounding guards, and I thought both of them played really good defense today on De'Ara Goss, and it was a good team effort. We had good help defense on her, but all those things that they bring to the table obviously make our team a lot deeper and more difficult to beat.
I don't think there's any disputing the fact that you've gotten better as the defense has gotten better, right?
Yeah, I mean, to me it's so obvious. You know, it's just so obvious when you go back and watch a game film from about 6 weeks ago or whatever, when we were down at IUPUI and we were a little shell-shocked and kind of, you know, standing straight up and down, not a lot of defensive intensity, and then when you see the difference and the way that impacts, you know, it's really not a secret.
But, like, what are some specific things that you saw defensively today that they're picking up now that they weren't?
The big thing is really a commitment to our game plan, staying in defensive stances and being ready to play instead of letting the offense kind of take us by surprise, and just, you know, being smart about taking some things away from our opponent.
I guess when it looked like they were getting back into it a little bit there in the second half, you get that huge offensive spark from Contreras there.
Yeah. She did a great job right there, really, you know, taking the ball to the basket and just, you know, she can be very difficult to defend because she can shoot and she has range, and then as soon as you kind of scoot up to try to take that away from her, then that provides her opportunities to be able to go off the dribble. She's a little deceptive sometimes too, because she kind of is, she kind of like even keel with everything, and next thing you know, boom, she's kind of exploded by. That change of speed or change of tempo or something is a little deceptive and hard to guard, but thank goodness she did a great job, took it to the basket, got some you know, much needed cushion for us on the offensive end. You
know, one thing I really noticed, Amy, was the fact that the board work, which had been a little inconsistent through the course of the season, really was pretty strong today. I mean, Polly and Lisa and you know, Nicole and a lot of the players inside really had position against a team that's really long and athletic, and it really showed up probably in the end result, right?
Well, I'm pleased that we out-rebounded them 41-33.
Wow.
But
It didn't seem like it.
no, that little stretch there to start the second half, I was about to pull my hair out because we gave up several. That Akilah Sims is just like you mentioned. She's long. She's a tremendous athlete. She makes great effort towards offensive rebound, and it's tough. It's tough to keep her off the glass, and I thought that there was a stretch there where we were never going to get another defensive rebound, but we found a way to kind of battle back and lock in. We saw what happened when we were giving up offensive rebounds. We felt the things tightening up a little bit, and so I think after we kind of recommitted and we got some really big rebounds down the stretch, I thought Taya did a great job getting down in there and just kind of wrestling some balls away, and Polly did a great job down in there. We ended up doing slamming the door, and part of that was just recommitting to rebounding.
Kind of taking a step back, this last stretch, and then to beat a team like this, first place, that had beaten South Dakota State, certainly very meaningful, as you get near the end of the regular season, looking forward, that this win don't you think that could really help out?
I think you're probably right, Jeremy. To be completely honest, I don't know if this is bad for me to admit, but as a head coach, I haven't even really looked at, standings or who's this or who's in that or where we could, whatever. I preach it to my team and I just live by it myself, and that is, on to the next game. And let's find a way, that next opportunity that we have to put our shoes on together to get better as a team. And this was a really big, important win for our team because it was the next game on our schedule and we needed to get better, and I thought we did that here today.
Would you say that the energy is almost... we were overhearing the IUPUI coach yell at the refs and say, hey, this is the championship level game. I mean, don't blow the whistle as much. Do you feel there was that kind of energy, that kind of physicality today out on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, I felt like in that first 5 minutes we kind of could sense right away that wham, these are two teams that are really battling, for something, and IUPUI obviously is up there battling for, a conference championship. We know that level of intensity. I think it was, definitely a big game, and I think that everybody kind of knew that, and I thought we did a great job of fighting through and kind of playing through the physicality, and then having to learn to adjust to what you can and can't get away with.
Any more questions?